Welcome to the annual conference for this year. So it's very good to see all of you. You're looking lovely from up here. Today, we are speaking about elevating employee experience and customer experience success. This is a topic that is very dear to my heart. If there is no employee experience, then the customer experience is not there in the first place. And I want to point out that I noted a comment from the board, from the screen, somebody asking, is it a HR function? Did somebody see that? Yeah? And that's a good question. But I believe that each and every one of us is a leader in their own right in terms of ensuring that the people they work with, people that are around them, actually feel valued and appreciated. And with that, they go ahead to give a good customer experience. When employees are engaged, satisfied, and motivated, they are more likely to deliver exceptional services to our customers. And that I've seen over and over again. There are companies you go and people have smiles on their face and happy to receive you. Why? It's because this person experiences a good environment where they are working. When I looked at the poll today that was on the screen, and most of it almost focused on the culture of an organization, which I believe is almost like the pillar where everything else, stems from. If there's no good culture, whatever training you do, everything falls apart. I don't know if Money Honey can change things if it worked without a good culture, right? So I think culture is pivotal for a great employee experience, which results into a great customer experience. So what is the employee experience? From where I sit and my experience throughout my leadership journey, it's just simply the experience that an employee has within the company. From how a candidate hears about that job to how we onboard them. And onboarding is not an HR function. It's a function of each and every leader that is written in this room. How do we create first impressions for these people, With that, it makes an employee feels valued and fulfilled. And the result will always be a motivated, productive, and a loyal workforce, which then translates to a great customer experience. On the other hand, customer experience is about the interactions that our customers have with the various elements that we put out there. The perceptions, relationship with our product, services, or the company itself. It's about how the customer experiences the organization. From researching new products, how they consume the product, how they feel about that product, and even beyond that purchase, what do we do post-purchase to ensure that the experience of that customer is second to none. With that positive customer experience, we tend to create loyalty. Whenever I go and I am treated well, I tend to go back. And I'm sure it is the same for most of you. So the question is, how did that emanate, For me, whenever an employee is happy, whenever the environment at home is good, then you can go out there and actually project positive energy to the rest of the world. So throughout my journey, I've picked a thing or two of what actually creates a great employee experience, which actually then translates to a great customer experience. And first is what I mentioned. We need to make a good impression, good first impression. How is the onboarding process? And this is where you come in. Most of the time, ICX, or rather CX professionals, we are so focused on the external customer, we forget the internal customer which is actually your colleagues in the office. How is their experience? You know, you should be the trainers of the HR person that somebody mentioned on the screen a few minutes ago. 2, which was one of the things Mina mentioned, is training and development. An employee who feels that the company has invested in them in terms of development programs to enhance their skills and capabilities tends to be motivated, tends to be happy. And once you have a happy employee, you have a happy experience for your customer. Then there's a key element that I've experienced over and over, the issue of transparency, trust, and communication. Now, we sometimes work in environments where you don't know what is happening. People are not communicating. The element of trust is dead. Every time you look, you think this guy is going to stab me on the back, you know? And then constant communication. You know, times are tough. We live in a VUCA world. And times have been crazy over the last few. From, I don't know, drought in the country, to COVID-19, to Ukraine's happen, and the likes. And there are so many curveballs that are going to be thrown to us. How do we communicate the same to our employees to keep them in the know and know what the company is strategizing to maneuver through these tough times? Another important aspect that I picked along my way is the element of providing support and feedback. Our colleagues constantly need resources, guidance, and clarity on how they are performing so that they can feel empowered to continue to improve over time. So unless we have a proper loop, a proper feedback mechanism, and this is a challenge I'd give to you as you go back to your offices next week, is there a proper feedback mechanism that the employees get to know how they're doing so that they can improve themselves and be able to serve the customer even better? Sometimes we leave all of this to HR, and forgetting that our responsibility as well is also the internal customer, which happens to be our colleagues. Then there's the issue of empowerment and decision making that I've seen constantly, where you give autonomy and authority to your colleagues. There's a sense of partnership, there's a sense of ownership, and it shapes the priorities. Somebody feels actually personally invested in what it is that they do. It's not a micromanagement kind of environment, right? It's an environment where I go out myself and try to tackle the issues that face the organization, you know? So once I feel empowered, I'm happy. I personally am happy. From where I sit, when I know that my board has my back, they've given me full mandate to run my own show, then I'm excited and I'm out there trying to delight my customers to the fullest. And last but not least is what honey money comes in, the reward and recognition. And it doesn't have to be honey money as well all the time. Yeah, it can be, there are various aspects that we can use in our organizations to ensure that guys feel rewarded and recognized in what they do. So by prioritizing our customer experience, organizations can create a workforce that is dedicated, motivated, and passionate about delivering exceptional customer experiences. When employees feel valued and supported, they are more likely to go above and beyond and meet customer needs and contribute to the overall success of a business. So my challenge to you today is, as you go back to your day-to-day, look at your contribution towards ensuring that the EX is at its highest level in your organizations, so that your internal customer is also taken care of, so that you can go out there with smiling faces and take care of our external customers. And that leads to a great bottom line in our P&Ls. Then the bonuses come and honey money comes in. Everyone is happy at the end of the day.